the camera. You give it off, give it off, down.
Michael Bay is a man of many talents, but the one that most impresses film nerds is his way of cutting costs by occasionally taking footage from his older films and reappropriating it into his new movies. He reused a shot of Pearl Harbor in Transformers and took a bit of the island and transposed it into Transformers 3. What you might not know, though, is that the island, one of Bay's biggest bombs, goes a little bit further in terms of borrowing. It allegedly ripped off so much of a late 70s film called Parts, the Clonus horror, that the producers of that film filed suit against DreamWorks, who eventually settled out of court for a reported 7-figure sum. How alike are the movies, though?
Surprise me.
Let's find out in the latest edition of Remake Rematch.
Yummy. Next.
Now, both of these movies have the same basic plot. A young man is raised in a facility designed to contain a population of clones, all of whom believe they will eventually leave that facility for a much better world.
Biggest dream of my life just came true.
In Clonus, that world is America.
And I know that soon all of you will be joining me in America. For that is the land where good friends live.
And in the island, it's just called the island. Of course, what they don't know is that they're actually being kept stupid through medication and lack of education.
Dude.
Dude? Huh? What does it mean?
I don't know, he just called me dude.
He said, hey dude?
Hey dude, D-O-O-D, dude.
Hey dude.
Dude.
Hey dude.
And that eventually they'll see their organs harvested to benefit the men and women that they were cloned from. Each of the clones in the film eventually learn the real facts, escape to the real world, are traced by assassins, find their originals, and eventually expose the clone operation to the world. But which movie should you rent the next time you happen to meet your very own clone? Let's find out, but note that there are going to be some pretty heavy spoilers for both films after this moment right here. Best chase sequence. Almost the entirety of the island is one long chase, as Lincoln 6 Echo and Jordan 2 Delta attempt to not only escape captivity, but also the deadly assassins that their evil cloner Dr. Merrick sends after them. It's got trains and speeder bikes and all kinds of gunfire and a few car chases, and if Bay knows how to do anything right, it's a goddamn car chase. The highway scene where Lincoln destroys his pursuers with train wheels is among the best minute of action that Bay's ever shot. It's so good, in fact, that he had to reuse it in Transformers 3. Clonus, however, first off, Richard runs like a complete goofball. Shot twice.
It's been hit but not stopped.
And then the sum total of his chase against the evil corporate assassin seems him running from a motorcycle, stealing a kid's bike, and then promptly crashing it into a bunch of garbage. Kinda glad Bay didn't wind up stealing that part of the movie. And the winner is The Island. Best explosion! Again, if Bay does anything right, it is explosions. One of the best in The Island is the showpiece building sign fall, which sees our heroes hanging off a building 70 stories up, clinging to a sign, falling to the ground, and miraculously surviving, despite again falling 70 goddamn stories straight down.
Oh no.
Yeah, a net would really help there. Despite the improbability of their survival, it's still a pretty impressive sequence, including a lot of fireballs thanks to a crashing helicopter. It also gives Bay his coveted opportunity to show off a black man saying something wacky.
Jesus must love you! That was the craziest mess I ever seen! Come on, girl! I know Jesus loves you!
In Clonus, though, well...
Night boy is taking him back to his girlfriend. Everything's gonna be fine. You don't have to worry about it. You mind if I just read the sports page?
I wasn't disturbing you.
Going on.
I just...
And the winner is The Island. Best Female Companion. The Island gets top marks here, as young Scarlett Johansson is Bae's designated eye candy throughout the film. She might have a really harsh yelling voice, but still, we're talking about Scarlett Johansson. She also has a bonus of actually coming along on the trip outside the sanctuary before helping Lincoln break back in, even going so far as to hide a gun somewhere I wouldn't think a gun would fit. On the other hand, Richard's lady friend in Clonus has no nose. There's no real other way to say that. More crucially though, she spends most of the movie getting slapped around by the evil doctors before eventually getting lobotomized at the end of the film. You have to be a pretty weird guy to choose a lobotomized 70s blonde over Scarlett Johansson.
To the island.
No contest, the island wins. Worst line. Sean Bean, near the end of the island, has an absolutely atrocious line that he has to say to Ewan McGregor.
I brought you into this world, and I can take you out of it.
It is a super lame quip that was only marginally amusing back when Bill Cosby used to say it on The Cosby Show. It is still infinitely better than the worst line in Clonus though, when Richard finds a dead friend in the basement of Clonus after he was supposedly taken off to America.
America? George!
America jerk? That sounds like the kind of thing someone says in Call of Duty after killing someone with a foreign accent, or a hot new socio-anarchist band from Berkeley. Either way, it's so bad it's funny, so this round actually goes to Clonus. Best climactic fight. Sean Bean versus Ewan McGregor, strangling each other with flesh-piercing grappling hooks while their little world blows up around them. It's actually pretty good, even if it is a bit tame for a Bay film, and is followed by an orgy of slow motion, the likes of which we rarely see from any other director. That said, Clonus finishes by having two old guys beating each other up until one of them is stabbed and the other one is thrown into a pool and electrocuted with a radio. It is exactly as exciting as it sounds. And the winner is The Island. You know, neither of these films are great, and The Island is probably one of Bay's most middling efforts, but even so, it's far, far more entertaining than Clonus has any chance to be. Clonus is, after all, so bad that it was featured on a hysterical episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's probably even worse watching a longer version of it on DVD without people sitting there making fun of it. Still, watching Clonus and The Island back-to-back is an entertaining look at the way Hollywood can manage to recycle older ideas even without crediting their original authors. With that said, if I had to get meta and go for a remake, rematch, your best bet for a double feature of this sort is still the famous Yojimbo Fistful of Dollars 1-2 punch. Leone might have stolen remorselessly from Kurosawa, but he still picked a far better film to rip off than Bay's team of writers did.
This is not my world. I am so alone here.
We hope you enjoyed this edition of Remake Rematch, and we'll be back with another installment soon enough here on Screen.com.
Ladies and gentlemen.